Today, I'm going off the rails. I want to have a personal discussion about something that's near and dear to me because it's been reoccurring for as long as I can remember. And that is basically what brought this up is one of my friends was talking about suicide. And that always strikes a chord with me because, again, it's something that I've had to deal with many, too many times in my life. I lost a lot of friends this way. Some people who were closer than that, and it's never easy. So, to that person who will remain nameless, and anybody else who comes across this who is even glancing a thought at this, know that you are worth more than what you think you are. Because that seems to be a common thing with this whenever it comes up is I feel worthless. I'm meaningless. And no one would miss me. The only reason why I even decided to bring this up is because I too struggle with this. I I've been dealing with it on my own only because as of recent events I've had to make the tough decision of not seeing my a doctor and therapist about this. Only going to see them on emergency situations. So it's rough. It was rough before, it's rough now, but it's possible, you know. It's honestly it sounds cliche and easier said than done, blah blah blah, but it is mind over matter. If you put your mind over the bullshit that's dragging you down, it will not matter. I have a reoccurring dream of my own funeral. And this has been going on for, I want to say, about a year now. And I've come to understand it as my subconscious arguing with my conscious mind and my soul intervening. So it's a three-way debate and just war in my own head even when I'm knocked the fuck out. And every time I wake up, it's always like, do I really want to do this? This being ended, or this being go on, or this being hurt everyone. Because I am always the kind of person that's looking out for somebody else. And what I'm saying when bringing this up is that's always going to be a factor. Whether you know it or not, whether you believe it or not, there are people in this world, in your life, who love and care for you. There's at least one person, at the very least, one person in this world who sees you as their world. Sibling, parent, cousin, aunt, uncle, best friend, crush. Somebody in this world sees you as theirs. And there are many other people who see you as as gold, a diamond in the rough, a rare find. So losing you would be devastating. And I know I'm just a micron in the social world. So basically nothing, but even me, especially since I started doing this, because of course, if you haven't watched any of my videos or heard me say it, this is something I love doing, and I'm doing it for me. And in the midst of doing that, I picked up 40 followers on Twitch. I've picked up 69 followers on YouTube. I picked up in somewhere in the realm of 90 followers on Twitter. So at the very least, there's about 40 strangers who would at least feel some kind of way if I just vanished. There's at least 40 people in the world who would disagree with me if I said I am completely worthless. I mean nothing. There's at least 40 strangers that I've never met a day in my life who will be sad to see me go. The same applies to you and yours. My friend said that they have no time for themselves. They don't really have time to do anything they want to do because they're always taking care of somebody else. I've made that mistake growing up. And let me say, your time is valuable. And not to the people who want it. It's valuable to you. So what you need to do is take command and do for you. It's taken me forever to not necessarily realize, but fully grasp this aspect and finally act on it. I spent my entire life taking care of everyone around me, only to continually, repeatedly get fucked over. Don't let that happen. That's how you get in this place. You always have time. You always have a chance to put you first, and you should do that. Putting yourself first would actually help with this feeling that you're having. And if somebody doesn't like it, then somebody needs to go somewhere. They don't need you. You don't need them. I'm having a real hard time talking about this because it hits so close to home. I spoke with my mother yesterday, and I'm not going to give any details. Just know it was really heartfelt. It was something that drives me forward. So, speaking to my mother yesterday and talking to my friend after is pretty much what told me this morning to put this video together. It's hard to get up in the mornings. I know. I am still fighting with it. As much as I hate how much it annoys me, at least I have a cat that drives me nuts and it pulls me out the bed. You may not have that, but find your reason to rise in the morning. That actually just reminded me of what my friend usually says. I tell her good morning, she says grand rising. That's something you could probably use in your day. I'm not entirely sure how. Maybe I should figure that out and that would help me some more. But from one person struggling with this to another, know that you are worth more than what you believe you are. Right? I've been through a shitty past. I've lived through boot camp in the military, so I've literally had numerous people before and after boot camp tell me how worthless I am. Growing up, I just use that as my fuel because I am extremely prideful, and I have always pointed out I'm worth way more than what you say I am, and I'm going to prove it to you. If that's something that sounds appealing, then do it. Some people want harp on you, everybody for, I'll say it, smoking weed and, drinking. Moderation is key. If something like that allows you to stay calm and relax, nobody bitches and complains about the people who have money and do this. The people who are in Hollywood Hills and all of that. Everybody want to say, oh, it's because they already made it, this, that, this, that. If you ain't got money, it's like, no, shut the fuck up. It's a coping mechanism. As long as you don't abuse it like you abuse it, like you can abuse anything else in life, it's a coping mechanism. I'm not saying hard drugs is the answer. Notice I only mentioned smoking weed and drinking alcohol. My thing is Seagram's Smooth 100 Proof Vodka. Hashtag not sponsored. But, you know, it helps me cope. My brothers, they got the ganja. It helps them cope. You know? It's not only for the successful, it's for people who need that extra mechanism to get through the day. And if you find that's something you need, then moderation is the answer, not abuse. Not everybody is built the same where they can just say, oh, I'm perfectly fine and I don't need anything to help calm me down. If that's you, then bravo, good for you. Not everybody's built like that. The I'm sorry, like I said, this is really difficult for me to talk about. And this is just all from the heart. There's no script, there's no nothing. It's just, it hurts to hear this all over again. That somebody wants to do this because life is too hard. Or things just isn't fair. Or something has happened that has ruined everything. I know I say this jokingly, but every joke has a little bit of truth to it. Suicide is never the answer, and that is the truth. I may use that with extra words. Those extra words are the joking factor. But that phrase right there is always the truth. Suicide is not the answer. I used to say this with a serious face growing up, and I know it worried my parents and scared the shit out of my classmates, but I mean it to this day. I may think about it, but it pisses me off every time I think about killing myself. And in my mind, before, after boot camp, before boot camp, high school, middle school, pretty much middle school is where this started. Before I kill myself, I'm taking out several people. And it's not, it's, I mean that in a sense that I will fight to the death. Literally. Figuratively, emotionally. I will fight to the death. And that's how I've lived my life. I don't like the thought of killing myself. I don't like having these dreams. I don't like hearing my friends say they want to off themselves because I don't have very many. So losing a few good people that I do know is devastating to me, which is why I know that no matter how many people you have out there, there's at least always someone, even if it's just one person, who looks to you for support and love and care and friendship. All right? They count on you as much as you count on them. Don't let them down by running away from life. It's not fair to either of you, honestly. You're not giving yourself a fair shot. Just because something's too hard or something went to shit, step back, as some of my family members will say, step back 10 yards and punt. And start over. But don't just end it like that. It's to anybody who's come across this video and knows somebody or is going through this yourself or just have words of encouragement, say something in the comments. Make a friend today. Make somebody smile. Talk to them. Connect. Show these people, show us, show the world that this just shouldn't be a thing. This does not compute. I'm sorry. I'm running out of words here because this makes me so mad. And not like infuriating. It just breaks my heart to hear my friends and family and loved ones say stuff like this. Yeah, I hate that I'm going through it. And I don't like seeing my friends go through it either. Talk to them. Show them that they mean something. Make them understand that they're loved. Like I said, make a friend. I'm done. I'm gonna shut up now.